Today's video is brought to you by Oxedo LED lighting. You might think that you can see just fine at night. Well, I did too, until I did this little upgrade. As you can see from this footage, here is some before Oxedo LED lighting, and here is some after Oxedo LED lighting. The difference is amazing. With high brightness and easy installation, Oxedo LED lighting is definitely the route for you. They're easy to install, and they're available for all makes and models. Click on the link in the description below and enter promo code 612motorsports at checkout to get yourself 15% off. Now back to our video.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of 612 Motorsports. In today's episode, we're going to be installing eBay's cheapest double-din touchscreen, Bluetooth-capable, hands-free, backup camera ready, and included radio that we could find. But before we get too far into today's episode, I'd like to encourage y'all to go ahead and hit that subscription button if you haven't done so already. Now, let's get started with the install. So like I said, I bought the cheapest radio that I could find on eBay that fit a few criteria. Had to be a double din, had to be a touchscreen, had to have Bluetooth, had to have a backup camera. We found one for $35. Now I spent another $10 on the mounting bracket and another $10 on the wiring harness adapter. So we're into it for a grand total of $55. Now, if this doesn't work, if it works like crap, honestly, if this radio works better and actually has like some features that I can use that are better than the factory radio in STAN now, that is absolutely the basic AM FM, it's a home run. It's a winner to me. So we're going to start by removing the dash bezel, and I'm kind of anxious to see what is behind here. We might, if the hole isn't too bad, we might take that out. At least see if it's hooked up to anything. I don't even know. Alright, so we got the old one out. We had to hunt around for a few nuts and bolts underneath in places just to get this out of the way. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to disconnect the dome override. I'm not sure, I don't want to mess up the plug or anything and have that just get screwed up. So that's kind of why this is angled the way it is. I got just enough room to work, which is the important part. That's all I'm really concerned with at the moment. We've got the old one out, and as you can see, it's pretty basic. There's nothing to it whatsoever. And hopefully this new one is a heck of a lot better. Let's take a peek at this new radio and see what kind of improvement we're working with. Now honestly, this is how it arrived to me in the mail, basically wrapped up in an envelope. No padding, no nothing. This is the radio itself. This is the mounting kit that I got. Should be pretty straightforward. We got a antenna extension. Don't know if we'll need it or not, but we got it. And then we got two different plugs, and I'm not sure really as to why. I'm gonna have to look and see which one plugs into the back of the radio. Now I have already opened this up, gone through it. I wanted to check out the backup cam that is included, and I wanted to see how it's mounted and what all I needed to do with that. I was hoping for like a license plate mount or something of that nature. Well, no. Basically it came with this and one little bracket that mounts to this angle coming off of here. So what I went and did, and I've done this already, is I went to the auto parts store, shout out to O'Reilly's, and I picked up a black license plate frame. Since our bumper is black and everything else kind of is black or darker, I figured that would blend in. Now, I don't know how well you can see it, but this is the corresponding bracket that they sent with that camera. So what I went ahead and done was I kind of ground it down to fit my license plate frame a little bit better, blend in more. I went ahead and spray painted it black again just after cleaning it up. I marked the center of the license plate frame, and then I marked where the holes were, and I smoked a couple holes in there and then pop riveted it. I didn't want to do a nut and a bolt because I didn't want the back to stick out so far. Now, these do stick out a little bit, but I know that I can mash them down or grind them down a little bit and we'll still be fine. So I'm not worried about that. But I did want to let you know that I have opened it up so that I could get a mounting system figured out anyways. Okay, moment of truth. Let's open this thing up and I'll show you what we're kind of looking at here. Now, it is a nice unit. I mean, it's got a lot of wiring. It does come with a remote. Bonus. Now, honestly, for $35, I am not and was not expecting much, and I'm actually pretty happy so far with how it looks. I mean, it's your basic unit. You know, it's got your auxiliary in, it's got your microphone, it's, you know, everything you pretty much need. So I'm hoping that, you know, it works out as good as it looks. Well, that's lame. This installation kit says you have to remove all the clips, tabs, all of these, all 4 of them on the back, and all of this one, this guy, and this guy, and I just need this side panel on both of these pieces. So I have to trim all 3 of these before I can install this thing. I guess I should have looked at that because now the dash is all tore apart. I have no radio for tomorrow anyways, and I get to wrap the new one up in the box again for the second time. I'm going to take these to work tomorrow, grind them down nice so I got clean, smooth surfaces, so it looks more professional as well. And then we're going to come back tomorrow evening and wrap this install up. Okay, so here's the final result. We took and ground off the tabs that were on here. And then we ground off the extra tabs on these plates because they're just going to be in the way. So it said to snap them off, but I wasn't going to snap them off, especially on this little rinky thing, and then have it be in pieces and then not look good. So I brought it to work and did it the right way. So our first step is to mount the radio to the brackets. After some heavy modification of the quote-unquote universal mounting bracket, we had to drill some extra holes, we had to grind off some tabs, we had to make some clearance for the volume power knob, and allow for some adjustments on the sides so that everything fit well. So now we're going to go ahead and wire this harness together. And we're going to be using some shrink wrap. Always good stuff to use. Alright, so I went ahead and got my wiring harness adapter. And then the harnesses, plural, that came with the radio. And I went ahead and got the shrink wrap on. Now this bundle of wires here is for the backup camera. And you need one to hook up to the brake light. And then one goes to the reverse. So you have to tap into either the wiring harness up front here or run these wires through the firewall somehow and hook up to the taillights in the back. I really don't want to do either of those. I'm going to opt for now to put the backup camera in at a later date. Right now I just want to get the radio in and have tunes. So I'm going to go ahead and just shrink wrap this bundle of wires together so that they're not getting messed up or anything. As you can see, they're already cut and ready to be stripped, so I don't want anything touching or shorting, and then this way it'll keep them nice and safe. So we got a welcome screen.
But like someone who's 30, I think they have like seen more of the world than I have.
Well, I think we're good there. Alright, so we're all bolted in. Everything looks nice. Pleased with the outcome, that's for sure. Let's put the dash back on and check out the finished product. Well, it definitely looks good. I can't complain so far. Everything seems to work as far as speakers and whatnot. I'll fiddle with it a little bit here and get the Bluetooth, the phone hooked up and stuff to be able to do the hands-free calling and to play some music through there, because after all, that is why we got it. And like I said, I'm not going to hook up the backup camera and stuff right now. I might eventually. I do have the license plate bracket made already, and it's not that difficult really to wire up. I just don't know if I want to fart around with it all really, to be honest. So I'm going to keep that stuff together here in the glove box, and if I decide to use it, I decide to use it. If not, if I ever sell the vehicle, it can go with it. Somebody might want it. At that point, we'll see. And the most satisfying part of the entire process is removing this protector. Well, boys, I'm going to sit out here and mess with this for a little bit. Until next time, as always, stay positive, work hard, and make it happen.